Ron Monteiro, who is currently a CPA and has been in the consumer packaged goods industry for over 20 years and is currently the founder of KICT Inc., which is a consulting and training company which helps individuals in the CPG industry, consumer packaged good industry. And so, hi, Ron, and could you explain CPA for students who are interested in chartered accountancy?
Yeah, for sure. Nice to see you as well. It's cool to do this from Canada, and you're in India, so really cool to do it. So to step back, I think what's really important is for individuals to understand what do they want to achieve, and what's really important is having some kind of postgraduate degree, right? So for me, I chose the CPA, and within it, I chose certified management accounting. And I think the reason I chose a CMA is because it's really well suited to the business world that I chose, which is the consumer packaged goods. And I also tell people, look, it's about finding what's appropriate for you. So for me, CMA was appropriate, but what if an MBA or a CGA or CA is appropriate? And just to help you understand it, in Canada now, it's one umbrella organization, right? So it's a CPA. And below that, there's your specialty. So for me, it was the CMA. So I introduced myself as Ron Monteiro, CPA, CMA. Does that answer your question?
Yep. And so what are the skill sets for students who would like to work in CPG or consumer packaged goods?
Yeah, so to step back, like the consumer packaged goods, the reason I spent almost 20 years there is it's because it's a really dynamic business. And for me, what I really loved about it, it's tangible products that you get to see, you get to experience, you get to feel. And so for me, mainly being in the food industry for Kraft Foods, for Campbell Soup, I actually went to grocery stores and looked at all the products I worked on. So for example, we innovated on a new flavor of cream cheese. I worked on the financials for that. So what's really important for me is, hey, it's a fast moving industry. So if you like fast pace, if you like a tangible product, and if you like being involved in all aspects of the business. So for me, I worked with marketing, sales, operations. I was in the plants. I traveled across North America, traveled across Canada. And so for me, it's quite a dynamic business. And think about what's going on now in the world in terms of inflation, right? Think about how important it is for companies to price away that inflation, and finance plays a key role in that. So for me, it was very helpful. And on the other side, I have friends who are in banking and other industries where they actually prefer that. So again, I really think it's about stepping back and saying, what do you love to do? Can you envision yourself in the consumer packaged goods? And for me, the other tremendous benefit that's provided is it's helped me from a leadership standpoint. So the companies I chose, Kraft, Campbell's, Kruger, actually helped me develop my leadership skills such that I can do what I do now, which is really training, development, coaching people like you. And I have a lot of admiration for you in high school doing these things, right? To say, how can I be the best possible professional and understand all these industries before I get into it?
All right. And so what are the different job opportunities in CPG?
Yeah, so CPG is, it's wonderful in the sense that, like, if you're talking specifically in finance, the way I got my foot in the door is I had an accounting degree, as we talked about earlier. I got a job in the accounting department of Kraft Foods, right? So I was doing general accounting, I was doing overhead allocations, pretty much a finance role. And then what was really cool about that organization is it then gave you opportunities to work in different parts of the organization. So I spent almost 15 years at Kraft, probably did about 8 different roles. And you can work with manufacturing. So if you like going into the plants, you can do that, logistics, manufacturing. If you work with marketing, you can work with sales. You can basically have a finance role, but you're working with all these different functional areas of the organization. So that's where it's really important to understand organizations and what they offer, right? Because there's other CPG organizations that may kind of pigeonhole you into, hey, I'm going to be in accounting and I'm going to go all the way up the chain in accounting. And if that's what you want, that's tremendous. But for me, I wanted a variety. And that's really helped me understand business now. And I can go to, frankly, any business, not just CPG, and use the skills I leverage in CPG to get there, right? And so to answer your question, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of opportunities, accounting, operations, marketing, sales, any part of the organization. And that's one of the wonderful benefits of the CPG industry.
That sounds great.